is a huge success. Oversized superstar sunglasses. Boathouse is shoddily constructed. My god, I'm just making bank out here. You should buy a tape player. I should. Especially now that I don't have to pay rent.
The scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall.
Oh, Lord.
There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side.
That's right, I don't have to pay rent no more.
A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the line of soldiers. Actually, look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who were they?
Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Who was who in this execution? I need to understand.
I'm just a representation of your mental faculties, piecing together any available information. You should probably ask the lieutenant.
Damn it, Kim!
Cold sea wind blows away the figures.
How are you not here when I need you? Entree interdite. So rich. Oh my god, even more money. Those hobos over there don't understand how much money's just lying around. Fallen people. But this is the time I need Kim. I need Kim here now.
A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall. With another 7 shades, a cold sea.
It's like I always want to get away from Kim to do crimes, and now today it's like I'm finding crimes and would like to be a good detective boy. But instead, Kim's not here. Section of the coast hasn't been used in decades.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this gem.
And I biffed the boots! Put another shrimp on the barbie.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officer.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Gary the crypto-fascist. What?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
Gary, you must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Hey, of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn waterlock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
Ah, the waterlock's been fixed. It was fine when I crossed it.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Oh my god, like, I know it's just a standard, like, Australian voice, but it really sounds like the guy's... The voice of, the animator. Oh my god. Can't remember the name of it. They did, like, Bush Rick and Morty, like, Australian Rick and Morty. They do that one show with the two raver girls. Like, super crude stuff. Very funny, though. But he sounds just like him. I'm trying to remember the name of that stupid car from one of those episodes. I can't remember. Get me, asshole! I'm sorry.
Just have to do one more round.
I'll post it in the Discord so you know what I'm talking about.
Then we go in.
He refastens a bit of netting that's come loose in the wind.
For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
He looks south, where Lena would be.
Come on, Morel. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back.
Yes,
I'm
Michael
choked up
Cusack.
to my nuts over here. We'll
Thank
both
you.
catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
I didn't know the Phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Really? She sighted the Phasmid. She didn't tell me that.
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
He coughs, then continues.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious Phasmid.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian Phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Another cough into his fist this time. Maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, and come to check on the traps later.
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the Phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this.
What if I check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
Oh, chaos is my method. I am its scion.
Well, be that as it may, I'd really appreciate the help.
What do I do if there's a Phasmid in one of these traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
And what if I encounter the Phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed.
Oh no!
It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Oh, I don't want that, thank you very much.
Your choice. As I said, the chances of you encountering the Phasmid are next to 0.
But you feel you should have it on you. Something bad might happen.
Oh, never mind. The voice in my head said I should
Take
have
the
it.
pheromone. It'll make you sexier.
Okay, I've changed my mind. And where are these
There are
traps?
4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them...
He gestures to the trap in front of him.
You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
All right, I'm ready. Let's get to it.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask.
Fair enough, Amon.
Finally, you're being sensible. I'll start packing right now.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later. But what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
We've mostly heard all of this already from Lena, because I already went into, like, tell me about the crypt. So let's mostly stay on the main path for this conversation. What have you discovered about it so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
Gary would be glad you gave him a free mug. My god, is this the mug owner? So no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
But if no one can prove it exists, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real.
He says brusquely enough that even he seems taken aback by it.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Lena says there's been sightings of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out.
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
I believe it's generally thought to not exist, you crazy son of a bitch. Got it. What's parthenogenesis?
Yes. The females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
This arouses no special feelings in me.
And it shouldn't. Nature does not concern herself with ethical propositions. As a scientist, my interest is strictly dispassionate.
All right, I'll get going then. I want to talk to what the fuck ever a crypto-fascist is. Tiny cages carefully constructed. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. They still won't light up. A buoy bobs in the water. A number on it says 11.
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water.
Wait, I can't see anything interesting.
You don't have a reason to. Yet.
What's this about?
Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go.
That's a pretty mysterious voice in my head. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling.
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer. I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Yeah, I'm more of a city boy too.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Ah, nobody's perfect. I'm sure you've been tempted to drink.
Oh, I've been tempted. But someone has to stay strong for Revocol.
His cave shifts to the pile of soggy logs at his feet.
He pronounces Revacol with a hard K, unlike other people.
Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
You said Revacol.
I like to pronounce it the hard way. The old way. The Vespertine way.
He nods solemnly.
The stupid way. He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's odd. It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
Do you know anything about that man hung behind the whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
Ah, so you do know something about it.
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here.
Oh, is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
Well, I can see you recognize it. It's in your eyes.
I may have had a similar looking mug in the past. That's all.
Still seems suspicious. Did I mention the mug was found at the scene of the lynching?
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
He pauses.
You're not going to find me, are you?
No, Gary, I just want information.
Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to dump my garbage ever again. I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
That seems like a slur, but I don't know because it's a fictional world I'm not from.
What did you do, Gary?
I'm sorry, his voice is so much like from those animations.
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
What you do, Gary? Gary, did you put the clothes of the murder victim, the man who was hung behind the whirling rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Of course he's up to something. Do explain.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags, because no one else would. I put them into the whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
He changes his mind mid-sentence.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing.
What's that strange sound, Gary?
What sound?
Don't mess with me, Gary. I think you know what I'm talking about, you fucking fascist.
I haven't the slightest. There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
How'd you get into the trash container, Gary?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash, Gary?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
I want that armor, Gary. I want that armor, Gary!
Armor?
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's...
What sound?
That clinking I just heard when you moved.
Really?
This time his motions are sounds.
There's lots of weird stuff out here.
The
Damn
sound
you, Gary.
heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
I want that goddamn armor, Gary.
I hope I could help your investigation. In my small way.
He's visibly relieved it's over.
Does this mean you were in his apartment, admiring his colonial mug collection? Perhaps it would be interesting to tell him.
Composure, huh? So, Gary, you live nearby in an apartment in Martinez?
Sure do, officer.
His eyes narrow slightly. He's wondering where this is going.
Mr. Clare must be very angry with you. No, we don't want to reveal any of that.
Of course. Of course.
All right, composure. Composure. Got a lot of clothing now. Composure. All right, Gary.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
Is he?
Damn it.
He's looking comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
Are you currently sporting some anal beads, Gary?
Good one. Yeah. Good one, officer. You really have a courageous sense of humor.
Composure, huh? Where's composure? Time for me to put a point into composure. Got all these extra points.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched.
There's a lack of magnesium in me.
Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream.
I need to mag it up.
You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium.
You're saying I need to become a magnesium-based life form.
Yes. If you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
Okay.
God
keep
damn it.
shifting uncomfortably, but you can't make head or tail of this sound.
No. Gary's not getting away with nothing.
Always a pleasure to see an officer
Fuck
of
you,
the
Gary.
law.
Okay.
Son of a
keep
bitch! Gary, you monster! Give it up,
Always
Gary.
a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
That shirt looks very
God.
uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something worn underneath it.
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear, Gary.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once.
He unbuttons the shirt.
I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
You see gleaming white ceramic shine underneath. A thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso.
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth.
Save scum next time? So many wasted points! I've been enjoying not save scumming for this playthrough. Like, we save scummed once for the fridge, but that's because it was like... the body had to go, and like, we wanted to get that out of the way. It's been kind of fun, like, spending points as I need them, and just living with that. So it's nice. Like, it makes it feel like this is a distinct playthrough as opposed to save scumming to make it every playthrough.
This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
Gary!
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
He doesn't muster up the strength to yell. Why did you really put those clothes in the trash, Gary?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling.
He looks at his feet.
So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
Give me that armor now, Gary.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat.
Do you know who killed the hangman, Gary?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses. Lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
He shakes his head.
This is all he knows.
Are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
Thanks for your cooperation, Gary. You filthy piece of shit. I've said it before about a lot of games we play, but I really do enjoy games where all the people in the game, or stories, I should say, stories.
Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
I enjoy stories where all the players, all the principal players are kind of like in the moral middle zone, so all your choices are muddied by that, because it's like, the Union leader is a piece of shit, and he's having us do a bad thing, but that bad thing is against a fucking fascist racist, so it's like, I don't feel bad about that, but I'm still, like, doing a bad thing, but it's against a bad person. It's like all these different layers of, like, shitty. And we're just another layer of shitty there. It's very good.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently.
Reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
I can't believe there was no cryptid in there. I'm shocked and appalled. You mean to tell me it's not real or something? Impossible. An old ticket taker booth, no longer in operation. So we gotta come back to this building with Kim so he could explain it to us. We gotta bring Kim to the corpse we found. Where you going, buddy? Oh, am I like way up here? Yeah, we gotta go around the building. I feel like on a replay, I would save scum a lot. Yeah, the voice actor really made Gary a very hard to like man. Water runs from the west. The source is upstream. Broken pipe? Yeah, on a replay, I would probably save scum a lot. Little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirp. But usually for first playthroughs of games, I like to have a sense of permanence for my actions. Alright, I do believe we've seen everything but the inside of the church now. Same thing with like a game like Persona. My first time through, I won't use a guide. I'll make decisions based on what I feel like. And then on replays, it's like, alright guide, exactly how do I get all the
Heavy
things?
wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness.
Look, we already got a
puts to
skill
shame
point
everything
back.
You've seen before.
There's so many games to play, and they take so long. You usually only play them once. That's fair. That is very fair. Like, I tend to only stream things once for that reason, and then, like, in my spare time, I might replay something. This is the kind of game I would replay, because, again, even if I were to save scum, I definitely couldn't do it all, and there's so many different ways to build your character, and so many different ways to take them, that, like, in a year or two, I would probably replay this in my own time. I mean, if I could replay Persona 5, if I could replay anything, that game's like 120 fucking hours long. Take another look at the boring padlock, for absurdity's sake.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
There, try to peel up the sticker without ripping it.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
And especially for a game like this, I really do feel like failing sometimes is more fun than succeeding. And with the Gary thing, like, I could have walked away, but I pushed my character, you know? We grew. Our character grew in a very specific way because of that encounter. And that's with us forever now, and that's fun. Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry, where it belongs. Put the sticker on your ledger. Right on the cover, baby!
Voila. Looks very modern.
Yeah.
You're part of the Future Brigade now, and so is your formerly humdrum ledger. Neon, baby.
Neon. Open the
The
door.
lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open. As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area. Its black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city.
There's a crab person in here somewhere. Strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk in here, not run. This grotesque wooden figure looks half-finished. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. More of a forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles. No, it looks intentional. Some long-forgotten style. This blackboard's filled with complex equations. They look recent. The bowl's filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. What's everyone else's thoughts on this kind of stuff? Like, do you like having a purist playthrough where everything that happens happens? Do you like save scumming more often? A pain threshold scarf. A figure drawn in frost on the window, depicting a deer. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. I like the music in here. Cracked painted glass, it's colorful. Depends on your mood. I like a mix, like when you save scum for the corpse is good. Yeah, like I'll sometimes make choices like that, where it's like, this is a timed thing, there's only one real outcome here. I'm very curious. So yeah, a mix makes more sense. You save scum when something that should be easy isn't. That's also fair. I like that way of doing it. For your first playthrough of Dark Souls 3, you had a map open the entire time. For a game like that, I'm always like discovery first, but I could totally understand. I save scum whenever I feel like it. Yeah, but what makes you feel like it? That's kind of the question. Because my time's precious and I'm not having bullshit. Understandable, understandable.
Watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Like, my distinction would be if I'm playing, like, XCOM, and I have a 95% chance to hit, and I miss, and I'm gonna have to replay a battle, and that's annoying and tedious, save scumming 100%. Like, that's not even a question, that's just annoying. But like a narrative game like this one, where winning and losing isn't really a win-lose, it's just an A-B. It's like where the story will take me. Like, I could save scum, but a failure might lead to something fun and interesting. That's more where I won't save scum, but I will save scum the fuck out of XCOM. Because that's annoying when that happens. No one wants to replay a fight because of a stupid 5% whiff.
A quaint little box of radio waves. Better not touch it. Who knows what evils it may hide.
Step behind the machine.
As you step closer, you notice fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open.
You save scum more often during longer games when you want to experience more of the game in a shorter time? Sure, like, Elden Ring. Like, I had a great time playing through Elden Ring, and then at the very, very, very end, I saved scum to look at multiple endings that I had access to. Because it's like, I wouldn't change how I played through the game. I just want to see what would have happened if I chose a different button at the end there, you know? Look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies.
My god, did the...
Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March.
Did the role-playing game people set up a new illegal operation in this church? I just don't play XCOM. That's also fair. Press print.
Nothing happens.
Press play.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good evening.
Oh my god, it's her again.
This is the East Insulindian Trepidation 1.
Fortress accident.
Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Fortress accident, like the one in the Doom commercial area.
I have two machines registered to this company.
It is the role-playing company.
One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with?
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
I looked inside the core, but the tape on the film had just said log, February or March.
Good. Please repeat the password.
This is the police. Please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
Good work. You passed my test, Yvonne.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
Can you give me a hint?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Thanks, but I'm finished with this call.
Sleep well, Fortress accident.
She says as her voice disappears in the world
The
static.
machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing the...
A portable Harman Woshi tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. 2 decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
All right, stained glass window, if you say so.
Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass.
Look up.
The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye of what? Compassion? Remorse?
Why didn't you try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. You.
It's compassion!
As that soft word passes through your mind, you rise into the apricot-colored light of the window. The woman keeps smiling her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
How did I know this was the mother of humanism? Because you read a fucking book on it. You read it. Yeah, it's right there. You see? It says it.
It's a mystery. A mystery sprinkled.
No, it's because of the book I read.
And regret. For some reason, unknown to your mind. Looking at her delicate eyes.
I can't believe I failed that 83% chance.
Drowning. All you know is, this is the young mother of humanity.
I've read the book. I read the
do
book.
Something else. Escape her sad, worry-worn look. A jigsaw of
there we go.
Falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And a text. A light motif below them both.
What shattered this mosaic?
Unknown.
Who is this older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden rights apfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto, what does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then, along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau. After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the Insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death. The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression.
Can I take it with me?
The keyboard is still.
No. Gotta figure out that password. Oh god, I'm stuck talking like this again. Dear Lord.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Are they using, like, water in dishes with electrical current to create, like, little radio dishes? Wait, I think I hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums. It seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
There's someone up there.
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
Follow the shadow's movement.
It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends. Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go?
On the ceiling?
Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away.
Blink. That was a long-ass blink, dude.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Hello there.
The shadow is a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently. The crab man.
Are you the crab man?
The man leaned forward
Good night,
a
Nara.
little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be all right. You come to the right place.
What?
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in Jamrock. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Rivershaw.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to receive the mother's love. You can too, Holmes. And when you ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of that despair at the bottom of that bottle.
He's a born preacher. Enjoy the rhetorical flourishes, but remain vigilant. Don't let him get too close. He's crazy.
Wait, what qualifies as too close?
Giving away all of your possessions, sacrificing a limb to appease an angry god, trying to live on air and light alone, as though you were some kind of plant.
Vigilance is practically my middle name. I won't let anyone talk me into anything unreasonable.
That's right. You've got to watch your own back. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem, and it's been getting out of hand lately, but...
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence, and you don't even know it.
Oh, I'm very in touch with my suffering.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
What do you think you are, some crazy guy under the roof? What is this shit? You know, alcohol is central to my identity. If I wouldn't drink, it just wouldn't be me. For some reason, I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways.
I love that the one day that we don't have Kim in the party, we find a dead body, we find the armor with a crypto-fascist, we find a strange man in rafters talking to us. It's like, good lord, Kim, are you the one that grounds us in reality? This dialogue's amazing. This game is incredible. Like, I don't know if you ever played this one, Comper, but it's kind of like if you took Planescape Torments, you took like Baldur's Gate, like those old, very enjoyable tabletop, but as computer RPGs. I don't know why I said tabletop. CRPGs, and just like really cranked up the world building and the dialogue, and toned down the combat elements. Like I've been loving this. It's incredible. Strange man in rafters calling you a pussy. I know. That's like threw me well. I was not prepared for any of this.
'Tis not an act, my liege. saving perchance he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
Drama, what the fuck, dude? Do you know where the other spooker is? Pointing at the strange machines around you.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is Grandma?
Wait, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a Vegeta?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And you don't know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you've got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Ese. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs.
Or search through her radio computer.
Have you by any chance heard this Vegeta say the password to her computer?
Too many times, Ese. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Yes, it's for a first-degree murder investigation in modern age.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death.
Get the feeling the Crabman's and the Spider-Girls. A man after my own heart.
That is true. But what comes after death?
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Think they scared of me.
So what do you think about the nightclub, that is?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go.
I'm very curious about everything that is you.
Might even be nice to have some company.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Okay then, thanks.
I think we're done here, Ese.
He crossed off in the darkness above. Well, that was an interaction that I'm very excited happened. Was not ready for any of that. Alright, we finally got my password.
The machine's keyboard is the speaker.
Good evening. Votre accident en Saint-Brune.
I got it, I got the password.
Please repeat the password.
Afterlife death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Thanks, but I'm finished with this call.
Sleep well, votre accident.
The machine's keyboard is the printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal. The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. 6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. 7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Where are they getting electricity from?
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna. Had some problems setting it up.
Miss
Called
Simo?
Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right. She must be talking about her former colleagues from Fortress Accident. They all sound like radio game people. 12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m. 25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church.
They could work together.
I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound.
Those kids with those microphones.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her. March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also, some canned air.
I'm glad, like, our attempt to get in there is part of her log.
Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots. I'm here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers. I'm with the RCM, you see.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
1, 2.
What is it?
I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
It does not look like a big loss to her. Are you the lead programmer of We're All Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or, no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad.
Sorry,
Something
but...
passes over her face before she straightens her back.
Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
She turns back to the terminal.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager.
Have you seen the Crab Man?
Nope.
But you know he's around?
Yes.
Sounds like you're not worried about him at all.
No, you're right. I'm not.
Her voice trails off. She bends over to tinker with the machine's printer. Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna?
I use the AR-1 as my RAIM prefix processing unit.
I don't understand.
RAIM prefix is my radio computer.
And that antenna is its processing unit.
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
I don't know much about anything in this world, to be honest.
All right. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
And the AR-1, it's a good antenna.
Yes, it is. So far, I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market. So I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
She liked telling you this. It calmed her nerves.
So what are you doing with the radio computer?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
What about those bowls of water over there?
They are connected to my RAIM prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay?
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Right, I'll try not to touch anything. Next question.
Great.
What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
Hint of amusement in her tired eyes. Well, I am a police officer. It's my job to ask questions.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
She's ready to stand her ground. What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
So what exactly do you mean by a hole in the world?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer.
Easy. You measure it by the world around it.
Does it mean we're living in a world with holes in it? You measure it by collecting data on the surroundings, on that which exists.
Exactly. Very true. That's what I've been aiming for. That's why I have those basins. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins. But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual.
But does it have anything to do with necroplasmic life forms? Ghosts, in everyday parlance.
Does it have anything to do with ghosts?
Ghosts? No, I don't think so. I don't believe in ghosts.
Right, nothing to do with ghosts. Start writing it down in your ledger.
She has already turned back to her keyboard.
Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch-black heights above, but without much success.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record.
Oh, that's where the Crabman lives.
I know.
You don't think Crabman might be somehow responsible here?
No, I don't.
She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning. Her hands typing hundreds of commands into the machine.
You said the research isn't going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error. Trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
That's all I want to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world for now.
Great. Thanks.
How do you feel about Anodic dance music?
What?
She quits her
hate
eyes.
it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Have you ever listened to it? Like, actually listened?
Yeah. Like all the time. My tent neighbors don't really ease up with their partying. do they?
They pulls a face that looks absolutely scathing.
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right. But how do you feel about a club for that kind of music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What do they want to build here, then?
Take a guess, why don't you?
A youth center would be nice.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
I actually already did have
Yes,
that conversation.
what is it? Yes, what is the swallow, you mean? Great.
Alright, bye. Oh god, it's 1:30. I've been going for 8.5 hours. I think I'm gonna park myself in front of that tent. What are you still doing out here? Jesus! Go to sleep.
Hello again.
We'll finish the conversation.
Hi again. So, how are things going? And? What happened?
I talked to the crab man.
Oh man! Who is he? What did you think?
He seemed okay, to be honest. Very spiritual.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
Well, just preaching and praying from the looks of it.
No matter. Is he gonna be a problem?
Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about him?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
As far as I can tell, he's not going to leave. He'll climb around up there and... Guys, you'll never catch him. He told me he wouldn't mind a nightclub anyway.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
Don't worry, I don't think he really gives a damn about you or anyone
I
else.
guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
He does poop like a pigeon, though.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light! Yeah! Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
I was using the mainframe when Suna, the former lead programmer at Fortress Accident, appeared.
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
She did not like the Anotic Dance Club idea.
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world! And she doesn't like it at all!
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity? Unity! Dance!
She made it very clear that she won't leave until her project's finished.
And you can't just evict her?
No, I want a victor. We have to come up with a different solution.
Look at you, Honor Man!
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music. The lines in the dark exist. Coexist.
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Anodic dance music?
She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it.
Egghead cannot believe what she just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
I refuse to throw her out, but I can try to convince her.
Excellent! Good luck, my friend. Goodbye, officer.
Alright. We're gonna try to convince her to let a nightclub happen next time. Because there's no way I'm gonna stop her from doing science! But after 8.5 hours, I need to go find a dinner. Which means last call for the giveaway.